Not smiling makes me smile. That's deep.
I'm smiling.
When you're smiling.
The whole world smiles with you.
You know, before you tell what you were thinking, I have just a quick anecdote. I want to say thank you, Link. I want to say thank you for putting yourself in harm's way, because it legitimately has, of course we didn't, I know a lot of you think that we filmed that yesterday. It's been a little bit since we filmed that. In my experience with the bees has changed significantly.
As a species? Or did you take a few home?
Meaning bees flying in my business is no longer an issue. It's just like, oh, there's a bee. But before that, you know, you've seen me with bees. Bees made me crazy. And something about just being there, I was like, no, bees don't want to hurt us.
They just want to be.
They want to be bees. And I just, you know.
Let them be.
You know, you changed my life. Now.
You're welcome.
If a bee lands on me.
What do you do now? You zen out?
It hasn't happened yet.
It's interesting
because I
because
don't know what I'm going to do. That'll be the test.
I don't know why. I know that many people think that I'm a wuss, but I've never.
A wuss.
It's just like a kindred spirit with the bees. Like when they come around me, I never have believed that they were gonna stingy me.
Did you? But you got bit or stung by bees as a kid.
I stepped on a bee when I was a kid and it stung me, and I do remember that. It was at Nana and Papa's house.
Now yellow jackets,
barefooted.
Yellow jackets on it.
They had those, and those were nasty.
Yellow jackets, they are not nice. They do want to hurt you. And you know the difference between yellow jackets? Well, there's many differences, but one of the differences, if you get a bee up in your shirt, bee stings you one time, it gets its stinger in you, and then I actually saw this happen. You didn't see this. I actually saw this happen. A bee stung me on the glove when we were changing the hives.
Yeah.
And I saw that it was stuck, and the only way it's dead basically, because what it does is it moves away at that point, and the barb is left inside whatever it stung, and it basically opens its body up and it just dies like minutes later. So every time a bee stings you, it's sacrificing itself. So
but not a hornet.
But a hornet, maybe a hornet, but definitely a yellow jacket. If a yellow jacket gets in your shirt and bites you, it can bite you 20 times, no big deal.
Bite you.
It sting you. So stay away from yellow jackets.
No, so here's the truth. I was actually excited about this. You know, the concept of a bee beard is something that excited me.
You didn't seem to be that into it while it was happening.
But when I sat down, and I wasn't nervous up until the moment where I sat down and they started crawling up here. But when they got right here, it was warm, almost hot, a constant buzzing, and
that wasn't nice.
It was very disconcerting. And then they start getting on your face, and then
not into that.
Bill said, "Don't talk too much because they'll try to get in your mouth."
Well, he actually told us that we didn't tell you this until after, but I think you know this. He told us the last guy he did this with was talking so much that a bee flew into his mouth and stung him inside his mouth while all the bees were on him.
Well, listen, here's what happened. I did not know that. I would have been even more afraid, but I was afraid. Like, it was tickling me, but I was shivering from fear. Like, could you see that I would tremble?
I couldn't see the tremble.
Like I would,
because I saw your whole.
I would literally
buzzing.
I would literally just, like, I would have a tremor of fear come over me because, you know, they were crawling over my eyes and they were crawling my nose.
I saw them try to get into your eyes. They try to pry open your eyelid.
They started getting on my lips, and listen, this is what they would do. And Bill told me that they're attracted to moisture. They want to get to water. Mm-hmm. So at the edge of my mouth, whenever I would talk, they would be attracted to that moisture, and the bees would climb up on my mouth. And when a bee moves on you, it grabs you. And so it's kind of like it's digging in and pulling. So it's digging and pulling, digging and pulling, digging and pulling.
You think you're getting stung.
And it feels like a mild sting. And I was super afraid that I was gonna get stung on the lip. And what they would do is, because your lips, they pull apart. So, you know.
They do?
You know, look,
you can pull your lips apart?
Look at that.
Well, look at that. True.
What I'm trying to say is it's hard to hold your lips together if a bee is like pulling. And a bee crawled right here. And as he was crawling on my lip, he was like pulling and pulling and pulling. And I was afraid he was going to get stung. And then when he got to like where my lips met, he started wedging himself in there with his fingers and pulling and prying apart to try to get inside of my mouth. And I couldn't speak because it would let the bee in. So I was like, oh my goodness. And you guys were like trying to get the leaf blower ready.
Well, in the slow-mo, we were trying to get the slow-mo.
And I was like,
I'm glad we did, because that slow-mo bee beard is awesome.
And I was like, please hurry this up. Like, I started going nuts in my own mind.
I could tell you wanted it to go fast.
Like,
you didn't have to say anything for me to know exactly what you were thinking.
It was just the feeling of my lips being pried apart. No one wants an orifice pried apart by bees.
Period.
I mean, period.
And I think Bill may have said this. They actually, it is not advised to have a bearded man do the bee beard, because when the bees are on a hairy surface, they think that they are
it's a bear?
On a bear.
Is that?
That's
yeah,
what he said.
couldn't tell if he was joking or if he just wanted to see me squirm. You squirmed quite a lot just watching.
No, I mean, he told us that. They think you're a bear. And you also
that was amazing.
I shouldn't wear brown or black, or definitely shouldn't wear fur. I don't know who would wear fur.
Don't wear a bear fur costume.
But you can't. You're not supposed to wear dark colors, because they think that they might think that you're a bear. And once they think you're a bear, it's over, buddy.
Because you know bears coming for the honey.
That's right.
And they gonna kick that bear in the tuchus with their stinger. They're gonna bite him. They're gonna bite. So if you were presented with the opportunity to get a bee beard, count the cost, my friend. I can't believe I was only stung once, because like he also said, when you're stung once, that releases a pheromone that tells more of them to sting you.
And you got stung because we were really agitating them with that leaf blower at the end. I mean,
you were pinning them to my
I mean, those bees were like
neck.
hanging on for dear life, and I couldn't get them all off, and it was like, I think Link might die now, because I'm using the leaf blower, I'm doing everything I got, and you know.
I'm glad I did it, but I wouldn't do it again.